Good turnaround Tuesday to you, and we are getting some reversal follow-through strength in stock indices. Now, was that the low at 4,800? Again, I talked about it. Went right to my line. I didn't do anything about it. I want to see more evidence. I really don't have to be a hero anymore. Just like there was time to short the market, it took a lot of time for distribution to take place. We're also going to need some reaccumulation of stocks after an auto wreck like that. I think there has to be a healing process. I wouldn't be sure. I wouldn't be certain that this is a low and that we're not going to test it again for another break to new lows. We'll see how much this carries. I know there were a lot of people stuck. It happened quick. People were like deer, paralyzed. They had paralysis about being able to take action with the kind of move, especially on the tariff announcement with the market closing pretty good. And people have said, oh, it's going to be okay. And then what happened the following days? So there's some pretty decent two-sided action. It's really time to be more of a trader than try and position yourself for long-term stuff, in my view. Be a guerrilla warrior and just take what the market gives you. All right. I don't think it's time. I think we're in a deleveraging process that's going to take some time. And you don't build up leverage like we have in our system and have it corrected in 2 weeks. And so that's going to be part of the ongoing process that I think is going to take more into at least May before I can really make judgments about was that it, the end of the correction. So there are other things to do, and I've been doing them. So let's go to work on the charts and let me update you on a few trades that have taken place. So yesterday when I was on with you, I was long the end from Sunday night and started taking profits that get shorted 48 to 48.50. You already have 100 pips here. I've taken partials. You may want to protect yourself in case there's another wave to the upside. There's been a two-way trade, a long and a short, so far in the yen. That worked. Last night I took yesterday during the day, you could go into TradeGateHub.com. I put out some shorts, a little over 103. I'm going to hold these. I've taken partials of 40, and now I have stops above these highs, so very little risk. So yesterday you may have noticed on the way to your gold miner charts that even when gold was down quite a bit, that the shares were holding up okay. So see, they're pretty good messengers. So they held up okay, and so here's your pop in gold. I'm looking for more. Ideally, I'd like to see a rally back towards 30.80 for a sell, being wrong over the high. And I think the shares are going to give us the same opportunity. They're higher in the pre-market. Just take a look. GDX is still weaker. For example, right now, Newmont is called 46.42. That's like a $1.60 higher on gold, whereas GDX 41.45. Well, it's about $1.70, but it's weaker. So I'd sell GDX up here between 44 and 45, looking for at least another wave to the downside. What surprised me yesterday was the big move that we had in yields that is continuing, and you would think that would be supportive of U.S. dollar yen. But look at what the 10-year did. Okay, I mean, we broke down and here we are running again. So I guess you have to call this risk on because this was risk off, and this looks pretty good. I don't know how the TLT is going to come in, but man, they're not the bonds I knew with the 40%, almost 40% sell off in NASDAQ 20 and S&Ps, that all it could do is generate this kind of rally and give it back in 2 days. I don't know. I'm not buying them here. Let's see, what else did I want to cover? I wanted to cover WTI. Yesterday, Bibi was at the White House. I know they came out and talked tariffs, but I think that's a smoke screen for what they're really talking about. They also did mention Iran, and there's going to be some uh, diplomatic effort over the weekend. I just want to point your eye towards WTI, towards this breakdown that we had at 62. So I started scaling into July USO calls. And if we get back above 62, that would be a false breakdown. And then that opens the door for higher prices than that. Here's your indexes. Uh, let's see. No, Russell's not outperforming. They're all up about 290, 280. So I think that's about it. I didn't buy any stocks. Let's take a look at, and I'll explain why. Okay, so here's the S&Ps. All right. It's a nice rally. I think we'd have to get back above 5,500 to say that's the end of it, and maybe we're going to new highs to negate this breakdown. But look at this. All right. I really doubt this is a low when you have the intensity of like an 11 reading. Okay. So it's a confirmed low. And in fact, you have two drives on RSI, which is something I haven't seen that I can remember. So maybe there's a third drive in RSI coming. But what you want is, if this is a bottom, for it to make a new low and the RSI stay above 30, which is right here. Now, if I want to be a bear, okay, a big bear, and I know that when I was talking 4,900, I looked like a big bear, but we're here, so it's old news now, right? But if we take out this 4,800 breakout, and let's go back and just show you one more time why I thought when we were, in the upper fives and 6,000 that we could go here, was all this confluence of you have the megaphone, you had a trend line that it's breaking, but it's holding the megaphone line. And this 4,800, if you look left, was a high in 22. So it is a breakout test. And you have to say, um, nice action off it. But here's what I have to say is that if I want to be real bearish, and I end up calling all of this action, which in a matter of, I don't know, uh, 6 weeks, we've given up well over a year of gains, almost everything, more than everything we got in 24. If we take out 4,800, 4,800 is 1,300 from the high. That gives you 3,500, and that takes you back to the lows of the fall of 22 before the parabolic advance. So um, I believe this is going to turn out to be some type of failing rally. We'll see. And the other reason besides RSI is I thought it was going to take until at least May and more towards June, July for us to be down here. So the fact that it got here in early April gives me pause. It's not like it grinded down here; it just flushed down here, um, and with this kind of impulsive nature, as Elliotians would call it. I mean, we got from point A to point B in a hurry, right? So all of these gains wiped out in a couple of waves down here. So some Elliotians are saying this is we finished 3 and this is 4, and that we could still get a 5, a new low, and then a better rally. But the only other thing I did, like I said, keep an eye on WTI, be a big deal. It's fading a little bit if we could get back above 62. So I'll see you guys in the room. Some successful currency trading, and it's only Tuesday. The only currency position I have is still short dollar index, okay, with PE stops. Looking to sell the miners in the next couple days. I showed you the levels. Uh, I do think there's a chance a gold silver ratio has shifted, that we put in an important high on the gold silver ratio, which long term is bullish. Precious metals, you want that to happen. We're up a little bit, but that was a pretty big break. And it almost looks like the dollar did. Um, I'll just leave you with this market analog. Let me just pull up the weekly here. Well, that won't do it either. I have to go further back. Okay, see this right here? Watch this. See this up here? And then it had this one more big rally. And that's what I think the XAU is at this point. And look at that. That was 110 in the dollar. What a coinkydink. And we got to 105 here. So similar setup. So all the bears are gone, and now we should have something like this, which was huge, 50, 60, that could take you down to the 50s. So that's it. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Mark your calendar tomorrow. I have Luke Roman, at Luke Roman, the editor From the Forest to the Trees, big Bitcoin and gold advocate. Also, I talked to him and he was right about getting out of NASDAQ because we told China to take their money home. I'll see everyone tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. EST with Luke Roman. Don't just